Let's talk about the real Africa. Dynamic, complex, and full of change. This is a continent where tradition and innovation collide every day, where young people are shaping the future, and where the story is far richer than what headlines often suggest. Africa is not just a place of challenges, but a land of opportunity, resilience, and hope. Today, we're heading to Burkina Faso, the land of incorruptible people. A nation with a proud history and a vibrant culture. It's a country that has faced its share of adversity, but it's also a place where the spirit of the people shines through. And at the center of this new chapter stands Captain Ibrahim Traoré, a leader who has captured the world's attention. At just 36, Traoré is one of the world's youngest leaders, a military man who seized power with a vision for true independence. His rise was swift and unexpected, but it was driven by a deep desire to see his country break free from the cycles of instability and foreign influence that have shaped its past. Traoré represents a new kind of leadership, one that is bold, unapologetic, and determined to chart a different course. He's not your typical strongman. He speaks to his people with the urgency of a revolutionary, calling for sovereignty and dignity. His speeches resonate with the youth, who see in him a reflection of their own hopes and frustrations. Traoré's message is clear. Burkina Faso must stand on its own feet, and its people must reclaim their destiny. Traoré's rise came during national turmoil, but he's focused on more than just security. He's pushing for economic independence. He knows that true freedom isn't just about borders or armies. It's about whether people can feed their families, build businesses, and dream of a better future. That's why he's investing in agriculture, education, and local industry, aiming to create jobs and opportunities for the next generation. He believes real freedom starts in Burkina Faso's own soil, not in foreign capitals. For Traoré, the land is more than just a resource. It's the foundation of national pride and self-reliance. By empowering farmers and supporting local production, he hopes to reduce dependence on imports and foreign aid, making Burkina Faso truly self-sustaining. Traoré is part of a new generation challenging old colonial ties and demanding self-determination. Across Africa, young leaders and activists are rising up, questioning the status quo and demanding a seat at the table. They're not content to inherit the world as it is. They want to transform it, and Traoré is one of their most visible champions. He's both celebrated and controversial, but he's forcing the world to see Burkina Faso as a place of potential, not just problems. International media may debate his methods, but there's no denying the energy and ambition he's brought to the national stage. For many, Traoré is a symbol of hope, a sign that change is possible, even in the most challenging circumstances. And his bold vision? It all starts with something as simple and powerful as a tractor. For Traoré, modernizing agriculture isn't just about technology. It's about dignity, empowerment, and building a future where Burkina Faso can feed itself and thrive on its own terms. This is the story of a leader, a nation, and a continent on the move. How do you spark a revolution? Is it with a single speech, a bold promise, or something more tangible, something that can be seen, touched, and driven across the land? For Captain Traoré, the answer begins with 500 gleaming tractors, lined up like an army of hope, ready to be deployed across Burkina Faso's vast countryside. But this isn't just a government program or a photo opportunity. It's a declaration, a bold statement that Burkina Faso's greatest resource isn't buried underground or imported from abroad. It's the strength, resilience, and ingenuity of its people. These tractors are being sent to farming cooperatives in every corner of the country, from the sun-baked plains to the greenest valleys, aiming to transform agriculture from the ground up and empower those who work the land. For many farmers, a tractor is more than just a machine. It's the difference between scraping by and building a future, between uncertainty and the promise of a better tomorrow. It means more food on the table, more children in school, and more dreams within reach. The agri-sovereignty drive is about more than just feeding Burkina Faso. It's about breaking free from the cycle of unpredictable imports and global price shocks, and reclaiming the power to nourish the nation from within. The plan goes far beyond machines. It includes hands-on training for farmers, access to better seeds, and new ways to get crops to market. It's about equipping communities with the tools and knowledge they need to thrive, not just survive. It's a holistic approach, one that builds an entire ecosystem for lasting change. From the soil to the marketplace, every link in the chain is being strengthened, ensuring that progress is shared by all. Every tractor delivered is a symbol of Traoré's vision, investing in people, not just policies. It's a handshake between government and citizen, a promise that no one will be left behind. It's a message to the world. Burkina Faso is charting its own course, determined to shape its destiny with its own hands and its own ingenuity. In a landscape often defined by complicated aid deals and foreign dependency, a tractor in a field is a clear, unmistakable sign of self-reliance and national pride. This is more than policy. It's the birth of a new national identity, one furrow at a time, as each seed planted becomes a testament to what's possible when a nation believes in itself. The revolution is rolling forward, powered by hope on wheels and driven by the unbreakable spirit of the people of Burkina Faso. Why are 500 tractors such a big deal? At first glance, it might seem like just another government initiative, another shipment of machines. But for the people of Burkina Faso, and for millions of farmers across Africa, these tractors represent something much bigger, a turning point in the story of rural life. For generations, farming here meant back-breaking labor with hand tools. Day after day, families would rise before dawn, working the soil with nothing but their hands, simple hoes, and plows pulled by oxen. The work was slow, exhausting, and often yielded just enough to survive. But a tractor changes everything. It multiplies what a farmer can do in a single day, turning 1 hectare into 10 and survival into surplus. Suddenly, what once took weeks can be done in hours. Fields that were left fallow because they were too hard to till can now be cultivated, opening up new possibilities for food and income. Mechanization means bigger harvests, healthier crops, and more time for families. It means that families can plant more, harvest more, and store more food for the future. It means less time spent on grueling labor and more time spent together building a better life. Kids can go to school instead of working the fields. Education becomes a real possibility, not just a distant dream. When children are freed from the burden of farm labor, they can focus on learning, growing, and imagining new futures for themselves and their communities. Women, too, can pursue new opportunities. With less time spent on manual labor, women can start businesses, learn new skills, and take on leadership roles in their communities. The ripple effects of mechanization empower women to become agents of change. Farming becomes a business, not just a struggle to survive. Farmers can grow more than they need, sell their surplus at markets, and invest in better seeds, tools, and education for their children. The local economy grows stronger, and hope takes root. Tractors are engines of social and economic change, not just machines for plowing. They connect villages to markets, help communities respond to climate challenges, and make it possible to feed more people with less effort. They help shift communities from subsistence to commercial agriculture, building wealth and resilience. When farmers can work together, share resources, and access new markets, entire regions can lift themselves out of poverty. With this horsepower, Burkina Faso aims to grow not just food, but a stronger society. These tractors are more than metal and wheels. They are symbols of progress, hope, and the promise of a better tomorrow. The sound of a tractor in a village is the sound of a new future. It's the sound of opportunity, of dreams being realized, and of communities moving forward together. It's a leap forward, one that could transform lives for generations. Children will remember the day the tractors arrived, and elders will see the fruits of their lifelong labor finally multiplied. This is about more than farming. It's about rewriting what's possible. It's about giving people the tools to shape their own destinies, to innovate, and to thrive in a changing world. The revolution is in motion, and it's just getting started. With every engine that roars to life, a new chapter begins for Africa's farmers, and for the future of the continent itself. In Burkina Faso, agriculture isn't just a job, it's the backbone of life for 80% of the population. The nation's health rises and falls with the harvest. But farming here is tough. Climate change brings droughts, erratic rains, and creeping desertification. One bad season can mean disaster for millions. That's why food security isn't just a policy, it's survival. Dependence on imports and aid creates vulnerability and keeps the country in a cycle of need. Traoré calls this modern colonialism, a leash that limits true independence. Investing in agriculture means building resilience, stabilizing food supplies, and breaking the cycle. Strong farms mean strong communities, less poverty, and less risk of extremism. For Burkina Faso, growing more food is the foundation for peace and sovereignty. The tractor plan isn't just about farming. It's a bold move in a shifting geopolitical game. For decades, Burkina Faso's ties to France shaped its politics and economy. But a new generation is questioning whether these old relationships serve Africa's interests. Traoré has openly challenged French influence, even demanding French troops leave. He's turning to new partners, and more importantly, to homegrown solutions. The Tractor Initiative is a clear break from Western-led development and aid. For years, Western loans came with strings attached, often undermining local industries. Traoré's message, "We'll build our own future." By investing in tractors, he's bypassing the world of international finance and focusing on self-sufficiency. It's a powerful symbol. Africa's problems can be solved by Africans. The plan resonates with those dreaming of a truly independent continent. This is about agency, not dependency. The Tractor Initiative has sparked excitement and pride across Burkina Faso and Africa. Rural communities see real change, and young Africans hail Traoré as a modern hero. On social media, he's compared to revolutionary leaders like Thomas Sankara. But Western governments are watching with concern, wary of Burkina Faso's pivot away from traditional partners. Some experts question the program's sustainability. Who will maintain the tractors, supply fuel, and provide training? The world is watching, both cheering and worrying, to see if this bold gamble will succeed. The stakes are high, and the outcome is far from certain. The impact of Burkina Faso's tractor plan could ripple across Africa. Other nations facing food insecurity and youth unemployment are watching closely. If Burkina Faso can pull this off, it proves that bold, homegrown solutions are possible. The tractor becomes a symbol of self-reliance and a challenge to the old narrative of dependency. This could spark a new sovereignty race, not for foreign aid, but for innovation and self-sufficiency. It encourages Pan-African collaboration, sharing models for true independence. The story is about empowerment, shifting focus from what's missing to what's possible. Africa has the land, the people, and now, perhaps, the will. Traoré's tractors are planting hope and confidence, not just crops. The most valuable seed may be the belief that Africa can chart its own future. No revolution is easy, and this one faces real challenges. Tractors need fuel, maintenance, and spare parts. Logistics are daunting in a country with limited infrastructure. Farmers need training, not just on machines, but on modern techniques to maximize their impact. Security is a major concern. Burkina Faso is fighting an insurgency, and tractors could be targets. Protecting both farmers and equipment will require coordination and stability. The economic challenge is real. The initial investment is huge, and surplus crops need roads and storage to reach markets. Without these links, gains could be lost. Success will require commitment, planning, and resilience. The journey has started, but the hardest work is still ahead. The revolution's promise depends on overcoming these obstacles. In the end, this is about more than tractors. It's about dignity, sovereignty, and a new vision for Africa. Traoré's gamble is a declaration that solutions must come from within. For farmers, it's hope for a better life. For the nation, it's a step toward true food sovereignty. For Africa, it's proof that a new path is possible. The world is watching to see if this bold plan can be sustained. Even trying is a victory. It's changed the conversation and inspired millions. The legacy will be measured in dignity restored and independence achieved. Development must be cultivated from the ground up. The future is in Africa's hands, and that's a harvest worth hoping for.